make it cool to be something. We make it cool to be something. We make it cool to be something.
It's the home of the Suns here in Phoenix, Arizona, as 2K Sports brings you today's live action from the U.S. Airways Center. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. And as we take a look here at Markieff Morris, what's your take?
You know, he might not be a superstar on the court, but he sure is off it. I mean, he's so popular around the league, not just in his hometown, but, you know, all across the league. The fans really seem to enjoy him, and he enjoys them right back.
They'll play this one here in Phoenix before the Suns head back out on the road. With most of their upcoming games taking place at home, they have a chance here to make a nice little push.
Well, right now for the Suns, they've certainly gotten off to a great start, and it wasn't expected from most. This was a team that had low expectations, but a really quick start here.
Yeah, pleasant surprise to start the season.
There's 1:40 left in the first quarter. Here's Garrett, covered by Newman. Garrett dishes to Jefferson. Kicks it to Garrett, 13 feet away, and it's good.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
For the Utah Jazz, they come in off a loss to the Suns.
Yeah, they really struggled to put points on the board throughout that game, guys. In terms of their offense, nothing seemed to go right.
And once they started spiraling downward, there was no getting out of it, Steve. And their scoring just went dry. Well, coming off his impressive showing in the 2012 playoffs, last season, really a breakout season for the dynamic Eric Bledsoe.
And Clark, going back to Bledsoe, we knew how tough he could be at the defensive end of the floor, but his progress offensively. You know, Steve, I thought that really turned a lot of heads of GMs around the NBA when he was taking the place of the injured Chris Paul.
Yeah, early in his career, you could back off him defensively. He didn't have a lot of confidence in his shot, but he improved there, and he's such an amazing athlete that he has the ability to play make, to get into the paint and create havoc for the defense.
Tucker. Phoenix, no good that time either.
Really good performance so far on the boards for this club.
Boy, I like the way they've done a great job carving out space under the basket when the shots have gone up.
The Jazz shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. And the first one at the line is good.
You know, the Suns really had a lot to overcome as they started the rebuilding project, and they just weren't the same team the home crowd was used to seeing, and the struggles were evident by that 17-24 record here at home.
Newman, the pass to Tucker, and he gets it to go. Tucker's got his first 2 points.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, I think that could really set things up well the rest of the game. Pound the ball inside and then let your perimeter players play off your bigs.
And Garrett kicks to Rush. The pass to Garrett. Plenty of space. Count the bucket. Garrett's got his second bucket of the game to go. Here's Christmas. And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Jazz out in front, leading by just 2. 2K Sports. Back in a moment here from the U.S. Airways Center.
Tuesday, December 3rd, the Phoenix Suns go up against Zach Randolph and the Memphis Grizzlies. Live from Memphis. Don't miss out.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And taking a look at the Jazz performance here, Clark, Steve, what have you been seeing? What have they been doing or not doing?
Yeah, the defense has been terrific. They came out right from the beginning, alert and focused. They've been really good at that end of the floor.
And I think coach has to be pleased with the effort, Steve.
Newman, he's in at the point. Okafor out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's P.J. Tucker. So that's the Suns' 5 as we get into the second quarter. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, Z in the last matchup against the Jazz got down to business. He ended with 16 points and was just a menace defensively and came away with a bunch of steals. He had a great game in all facets, and his coach called it a complete game of basketball. High praise to be sure, guys.
Thanks for the great report, Doris. Guys, the way he carried them that night, Clark, I thought was truly incredible.
Absolutely. I mean, he did the work of several players in that game. He really didn't need much support at all.
But they shouldn't count on that type of performance again tonight, Clark. I mean, his teammates need to be prepared to carry a little bit more of the load.
Burke, he's checked in for Utah. Thomas, a screen on Okafor. And it's Emeka Okafor with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
And another foul would give him 3 before the half, something to keep our eyes on.
Hayward with the ball. Working on Green. 6 to shoot. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at Phoenix, right there in 5th position, middle of the pack in the conference. And, of course, the Utah Jazz, not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
Checking out Utah, you know, they've had a very tough time getting anything going so far. I mean, this was not the kind of start they imagined for themselves.
No, I'm sure it wasn't. I mean, they had high hopes coming into this season, and yet everything seems to have gone wrong for them.
Now, here's Burke, guarded by Newman. Now Burke to the left side wing. And Morris comes over to help to stop the run. Yep, it goes in, and the Suns' lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Burke. Suns have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. Newman, the pass to Green. Offensive rebound. Goes back up. Excellent D from Thomas. For the Phoenix Suns, they're coming off a good outing against the Jazz in Salt Lake City.
And it was the role players in that game, Kevin, that really led the charge. The guys who
And we're through.
Eric Bledsoe.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Hello and welcome.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And you can see here just how big Phoenix is as a city. To the wing right side. Oh, trying for it. Okafor gets the bucket. And the Suns lead. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone.
You know, guys, even though the Jazz have been a team that's been over 500 for the last few years now, they've not been able to really make up any ground in that tough Western Conference, and part of it is because they lack a go-to scorer.
And so in the game for the Jazz, Burke's the off guard with Hayward at the 3. Jefferson out there with Enes Kanter, and it's Burke in at the point. Newman, the pass to Goodwin. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. But for the Jazz, they had the size and strength to compete with teams in the West the last few years. But since Darren Williams left, they have been searching for someone that can carry the offensive load late in games.
And that's exactly why they decided to trade on draft night for Trey Burke, the Michigan point guard. And, you know, when you don't have a player who can kind of set the offense up, it's really difficult to get your offense going. That's why they've been down ever since Williams left.
That's good. Z's got the game tied up here for Phoenix.
And if you hadn't heard about it, there was a report going around that he got into it with some of the vets on the team. A hard foul in practice, kind of setting things off.
You know, Steve, from what I heard, it was a bit of retaliation possible. He didn't like it. Clark's over here shaking his head. I think he knows more than he's letting on. You know, you can only push a rookie so far with practical jokes before they've had enough. But doing this has caused, it looks like at least, some tension on this team.
Trey Burke, the National College Player of the Year at Michigan last season. He led the Wolverines in points, assists, steals, and blocks even. And, of course, led them all the way to the NCAA championship game. He's basically a winner. That's what he is.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Gentlemen, Alex Len was rumored to be the #1 overall pick in the draft, but eventually ended up going 5th to the Phoenix Suns. Upon hearing where he was going, the Ukrainian was pleased about the situation. Not only was he walking into an opportunity to play, but he also loves the Phoenix weather, something that is quite different than the Ukraine. And who wouldn't love the Phoenix sky, guys?
They say his practice habits are top-notch. The sky's the limit for this guy. Thanks, Doris. And Burke declaring for the draft, Clark, after his sophomore season in Michigan.
Yeah, he was driven to be an outstanding player coming out of high school. A little under the radar as a high school player, but had a laser focus on developing and maximizing his ability. Spent 5 to 6 hours a day in the gym over the summers, and you've seen the fruit of that work.
You can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Phoenix has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Newman, the pass to Fry. Here's Newman, averaging 12 points a game. It's stolen by Jefferson. And the officials call the foul, reaching out and committing the intentional foul here, and his teammates are baffled.
Yeah, everybody's kind of looking at him like, what are you doing? I mean, I think he just lost track of the situation.
Now here's Lucas, passes to Canner. And a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. And now it's a 4-point Jazz lead.
And his specialty is tracking down those great offensive rebounds that oftentimes he can put right back up for an easy deuce.
Steve, he is always on the prowl. I mean, you got to body him up early, or he'll stake out that prime real estate for those second shot opportunities. And you know what? He's a guy who'll put some wood on you now. He'll throw his weight around. Bodying him up play after play can really wear you down. They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
And now in transition is Lucas. Here we go. And that one's good. Lucas has got 5 points in the quarter.
You got to like the way they've come out here in the second half. They're starting to knock down shots with regularity.
Yeah, and any team will take that. I mean, if you're shooting over 50%, it usually means you're moving the ball, you're getting good looks on the shots you want. And I think they just got to continue to play smart and play together just like they've been doing to keep the lead.
And Jefferson throws it down.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
And there's the call on Jefferson. That's his third foul of the game. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the hit.
That's how you do it, the bump and the bucket.
The Suns have shot the ball pretty well from the line, going 8 of 11. That free throw good from Newman. 11 seconds left in the third. It's Thomas outside. Can't get it to go. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. And let's quickly have a look at the State Farm assist of the game, which came, Steve, from kind of an unlikely source here.
Yes, the big fella here doing his best impression of a point guard. Serving up a brilliant feed here. That's gorgeous.
Utah leading by 5. Newman, he's in at point guard. Gerald Green out there with Markieff Morris. Then there's Bledsoe, and it's Okafor in at the 5 spot. That's who's out there for Phoenix.
Well, he wasn't phased at all by the bigger man on him, and on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
And it's blocked by Morris.
You know, normally when you dominate on the glass, it really shows up on the scoreboard, but not so much here today.
You're right, Steve. Typically, it is a good barometer that indicates who's winning, but not so.
Utah has gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Offensive rebound, Thomas, and the rejection by Morris. And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here. Goodwin's checked in for Eric Bledsoe.
Archie Goodwin.
Hayward dishes to Cantor. The shot is off. Excellent D there from Okafor. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Newman, and that one is stuffed right through.
And once he took off, it looked like the defense just had no interest in getting in his way.
That's one where you just give up the 2 points and move on.
And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Utah Jazz. Following this one, they get to host the Rockets. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home.
I know I'll be looking out for the final score of that Pacers game. I think it should be close.
Hayward kicks to Burke. They get it back. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
Pretty bad defense letting the offense get right to the rim, but smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know it's going to happen, and they sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside. You know, it's no secret around the league, guys, that the Suns either have one of the best medical staffs in the game or they've built their practice facility by the fountain of youth. More evidence of that came when Jermaine O'Neal found new tread on his well-worn tires.
Jazz leading by 5. Out to the wing. Thomas passes to Hayward. Nice ball movement by Utah. Here's Burke. There's the dish to Cantor. Second chance shot. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Talk about great numbers for Burke. He has 17 points, and he's knocked down a pair of 3-pointers in this game, too.
Well, they might want to think about setting a few more screens for him to try to give him another open look or 2.
Well, Clark, as you said, a lot of the players that left the Suns last season, such as Steve Nash and Grant Hill, had trouble keeping their health up. And, Steve, I don't know, you've been in that organization. Whatever they are doing that are keeping those players healthy and in top shape has been working. They are admirable in the way they have led that cause.
Well, it's a tremendous training staff. They've just always done a very good job of keeping their guys healthy by getting them in the training room every day for work, by combining the strength program with the training schedule. But a lot of confidence in that staff from the players, and I think it really shows.
And it's Goodwin with the finish.
Boy, how's that for a quick possession?
Yeah, it sure was. I mean, he didn't waste any time getting down the court, did he?
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Burke dishes to Thomas. Here's the feed to Hayward. Shot on the wing. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. And the Jazz lead by 5.
It's been the story of the game for him. Fortunately, his teammates have bailed him out.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Jeff Hornacek as he addressed his team. He told them it's time to fight and take the lead. Let's put ourselves in position to bring it home. Guys, we'll see if they've got what it takes to get it done.
He's really looking to stretch this lead out, even with the cushion they have. Still letting it fly from long range. I love the aggressiveness.
Dishes it to Cantor. It's hauled in by the Suns.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Here's what Phoenix has lined up on their schedule. And following this game, they'll challenge the Grizzlies on the road at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Utah has gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Burke kicks to Cantor. And he gets the bucket.
He's missed 3 of his 4 field goal attempts here in the 4th, so he's got to step it up to help his club.
Newman, the pass to Green. Misses the three.
Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
Thomas gets the bucket. Now it's a 6-point Jazz lead.
That's some grit and determination in the post. Essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Exactly. I mean, this is the time to attack on the interior and generate those easy opportunities.
Here's Goodwin, an easy layup after coming off the pick.
You know, if you were only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would be ahead.
Utah calls timeout.
Boy, he wants to get everybody on the same wavelength, that's for sure. He may change up some things here as well.
Looks to me like he saw something that wasn't on the plan and picked now as the time to address it. I don't have a problem with that.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Jeff Hornacek as he addressed his team. He said they simply have to stop allowing points in the paint. They've given up far too many easy shots for his liking. Gentlemen, some late-game adjustments that could prove crucial in the game's closing moments. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. And he gets it to go. Goodwin's got 6 here in this quarter. We've got 1:48 left in the game. Burke with it, now defended by Newman. Feeds it to Hayward. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
Got sloppy. In a close game, you have to take advantage of every opportunity.
Suns trail by 4. Newman, the pass to Morris. Trains the three-pointer.
Defensively, they can't afford to back off of him that much. You don't want to be giving up easy threes, especially at this stage of the game.
The Jazz have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Here's Cantor. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got 5 assists tonight.
And that's what you love to do as the road team, Kevin. Hit the big shot to take the crowd right out of it.
Well, they've done that for sure.
They sure have. That shot right there had a huge effect on this crowd.
Well, they're fortunate. Defense is taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Burke with it, out guarded by Newman. Burks dishes to Cantor. Looks for Thomas, gets it to him. Takes it from 10. It's hauled in by Newman. Phoenix has gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Stolen by Thomas. Burks with it. He feeds it to Thomas. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Burke. Bangs home the trifecta.
What a terrific job to get the release perfect that time. I thought it might get blocked or deflected, but nice stroke.
Even with giving up a lot of size in that matchup, still able to get off a nice long-range shot there.
From deep. The rebound by the Jazz. And now we've got the intentional foul. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one, and that's an intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. Timeout call, the Suns. They're trailing by 8. 19 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's Newman. Defended by Lucas. It's off his foot, and the ref's whistling a kick ball. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Newman. Pass to Len. Leandro Barbosa on the wing. Buries it from outside. And so it's Utah with the win. They pulled off this win.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have been cleared for landing into Memphis. Please return your trays to their upright position and buckle up.